Read a book, read a book, read a book. You try.
Read a book, read a book.
Normandy's next one school book is a mystery. Join us in the thrilling adventure if you dare. But first, let's build the suspense with a few clues. Exhibit B. Stampeding squirrels. An abandoned factory. A dragon? A scary looking guy with a weird mustache? What is the mystery? What do these clues mean? Who was that hairy guy? It will not be long now. The mystery ends Tuesday. Read a book, read a book, read a book. You try.
Read a book, read a book, read a book.
Great, do it again.
Read a book, read a book, read a book.
Excellent. I think we're ready to go. All right, well, good afternoon, all Normandy students, those are out there watching, and anybody at home who's viewing this presentation as well. We certainly had a really exciting one school, one book experience. So happy that all of our families and students were able to enjoy this at home. And I thought this was a really good chance for us just to take a few minutes out of our afternoon before a long weekend. We just finished the story last night, and I think it's time to say thank you and then also to do a little celebrating. So here we go. I really hope all of you enjoyed meeting our three main characters, obviously Pearl, Ben, and Sasquatch being our main characters, and then also in the cover photo, looking at Barnaby, Baby Dragon. Snooze didn't make it into the cover photo, but nonetheless, our three main characters were certainly very exciting. And before we get too far, I just need to say thank you with an attitude of gratitude for so many things that made this a successful program. First of all, I just have to say thank you to our Normandy PTA. Normandy PTA is behind so many wonderful things that happen here at Normandy. But specifically in this case, lots of volunteer hours, and also they do provide some of the funding so that we can purchase the books for all of our families. So thank you to Normandy PTA. Next, thank you also to the One School, One Book Planning Committee. Lots of work goes on behind the scenes to make sure that this program is a lot of fun for all of you and that you get to enjoy this good story together. I'll talk a little bit more about them later. And then thank you to all of the Bay Village businesses, specifically Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen made a very nice donation for all of you, and all of you have received that at this point. One of our trivia prizes, where one student was drawn, but every student in the classroom got the prize. Everybody won a Sasquatch cone, donated by Dairy Queen here in Bay Village. So thank you, Dairy Queen, for your participation. Need to go back just real quickly just to say it's time to do a little celebrating. We had a really high level of involvement with this year's book. The story was great. Suzanne Selfors, the author, really did an amazing job in writing this. Such great imagination and such a very fun story. In addition to that, in addition to a great story, we know that all of you were able to do this at home. Families able to consistently just make time to read together each night, and certainly that is worth celebrating. As all of our Bay Village businesses participated, almost all of them, you found the posters, you went and found Sasquatch who had escaped and was hiding in many of our Bay Village businesses. You found the business slip, brought it back, and then each night we just had tons and tons of students turning in their trivia slips each day. And really, students, you're to be applauded for that. So thank you for making an effort and doing a great job with this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how good it really was. Let's talk about the past 3 One School, One Book programs. Second grade students, when you were in kindergarten, you may remember The Mouse and the Motorcycle. What a great story by Beverly Cleary. And the event was also very successful, in which we had about 75% of our school participating, best and kind of our highest number of days where we counted those trivia slips. Also, last year, most of you will remember our Sharks and Dolphins, our nonfiction informational text. Also, right around 75%, really great participation. But guess what? Our Sasquatch Escape story by Suzanne Selfors really set a new high mark. And look at that, 86%, very impressive. So congratulations to all of you for sticking with it. That's such a great increase, unlike one we have not seen in a long, long time. So thank you, Normandy families and students, for making this a really great success, and that all of you were able to enjoy this great story at home and just keep reading. Truly a priority for you during this time. Speaking of favorites, I'd like that this seems to be a favorite book from our One School, One Book and all the books that we've done. I pulled some very special quotes from one of our trivia nights where there was a bonus question. And during the bonus question, I asked, what is your favorite part of the One School, One Book program? So I have several quotes that I think will resonate with many of you. First off, for Juliet, who's in kindergarten, she said her favorite part of the Sasquatch escape is when Pearl blew the whistle. Do you remember that? That was certainly an eventful part of the book with the stampeding squirrels. And then Josie in first grade said she just really enjoyed seeing what the book was and finally getting to read it. All the build up, the big kickoff assembly, and then getting her own copy of the book to read at home. Alyssa in second grade said she just likes the clues that we put together, and that she enjoyed the clues and getting to kind of anticipate and guess what the book might be. Tommy in second grade, Tommy said, and Tommy, this is just a great quote. I love it. The more you read, the better reader you'll become. So Tommy, thanks for that quote. And absolutely, we had a lot of practice in reading together at home through this program. And then Bobby in kindergarten said, the video and the music clues in Dr. K's voice. It's always something that resonates in this program with every student. Lily in second grade said she just loved that the Sasquatch likes chocolate, just like me. So, and I think we can all relate to that one for the most part. And Emma in first grade, favorite part of One School, One Book, the Sasquatch. And then I think Angelina captured what was the most common comment that I heard through those special slips is that she just liked that they got to read as a family. And who doesn't love that? So, Angelina, thanks for putting that comment down. It was a great quote. And that is probably the one I saw the most. So, definitely an opportunity to celebrate. And speaking of favorites, I have a couple questions for all of you that are out there watching on YouTube. And if you're at home, you can participate as well. I just need you to go to this website. It's menti.com, menti.com. Once you arrive at menti.com, you'll type in this code, 535089. Any web browser will work, on a phone, a Chromebook, a laptop, anything like that. Menti.com, 535089. And I'll switch over and be back. Okay, so at this time, you can start to choose which human character was your favorite. You'll get to register 1 vote per device. You can see we have Dr. Wu, Pearl, and Grandpa A. Let's watch the results as they come in. All right, keep those results coming. And just remember, it's www.menti.com, menti.com, and use this code right here, just in case you're still looking for that code, 535089. Look at that, Pearl and Ben tied. Let's see if any other votes out there. We'll just wait and see. At this morning's assembly and presentation, that Ben looks like Pearl is up by a vote here. Tied again. All right, we'll give just another 10 seconds for the votes to come in. And Grandpa Abe, he always gets 1 vote. So 1 vote in the morning, 1 vote in the afternoon. All right. Well, I think the votes are just starting to slow down, so that's great. Grandpa Abe picks up a 2nd vote. Very exciting. All right, Ben kind of sneaks out there in the end, but they were all very interesting characters. And out of Suzanne Selfor's imagination, she writes this story, comes up with these characters, just really fascinating. So looks like Ben is going to be the clear winner. Again, let's move on. I have one more question. I'm very curious as we kind of celebrate the ending of this book. Let's go to which furry creature was your favorite? We have Snooze, and he was a hamster, which most of you would know that. Barnaby, Sasquatch, and the squirrels. Let's see who wins. All right, looks like the votes are starting to slow down a little bit. We'll interpret the results here. Snooze, the hamster, picks up 10 votes. Barnaby, 6. Sasquatch, 56 and growing. Even the squirrels picked up a vote as the favorite. And I saw that a few times in some of the trivia slips as well, that the squirrels were one of the favorite parts of our story, the Sasquatch escaped. All right, excellent. Great participation out there. Okay, now we're moving along. You've given me a lot of really good information as far as what your favorite characters were, and favorite furry creatures. Um, I really hope that you've enjoyed the story of the Sasquatch Escape. I've heard from countless numbers of students and families and pictures sent in from home that they were just very, very excited to read the story each night and participate. And the more that you enjoy reading, the more excited we're going to be for you as a learner here at Normandy. One other thought that I thought I would encourage you to do maybe this weekend with your copy of the book at home is go back to the map of Buttonville and recall some of the events from the story and then try to figure out where they happened on the map in Buttonville. You have the company houses over here. You can see Grandpa's house. You have the Buttonville Senior Center, the Buttonville, the abandoned factory. And I remember a very important part of the book where from the Senior Center, they had to escape after the fog bomb and make it over to get the Sasquatch back to the Button factory. So anyways, I would encourage you to study the map a little bit more and just enjoy the story as you recall where certain events would have happened. And as you continue, as now that we've wrapped up our program, I would recommend you consider whether or not you want to read one of the next books. Specifically, book number 2 is the Lonely Lake Monster. But this is book 1, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 books in this series, so there are 5 more that you can still read. I would recommend that you consider whether or not you would be willing to enjoy one of those stories as well. And I say all the time, Tommy mentioned it in his quote from his trivia slip, and it's the whole reason that we do the One School, One Book program. The more you read and the more you are read to, the better reader you will become. So that's right, keep reading. The more that you stay with this, the more you practice, the more you just enjoy stories and learning things through reading, the better reader you'll become. It will get easier and easier, and you'll enjoy it more and more. So this leads me to a question. We talked about One School, One Book being really easy. You get your copy of the book, you take it home, you read it together as a family, you then share with others what you're reading. So let's start this all over. What will be the next book that you'll get to enjoy with your family at home? Maybe you'll read it on your own. Maybe you'll read it together as a family. But all the time, talk about what you're reading. It's even more interesting to share with others. And as you do that, I have to tell you, Normandy students, we are having just a record-breaking year. Already, we're over 38 million words through our accelerated reader testing. This is by far the most we've ever had since we've been monitoring it. We're really excited because this means you're, as Normandy students and young readers, you're doing lots and lots of reading. And that is so important for you as young learners. And I can't go too much further, again, without just saying thank you to the One School, One Book Planning Committee. There are many, many hours, many, many months of work that go into making this program happen for all of you and your families. So I just wanted to say thank you to the following people. The first 3 people are all parents. They do a lot of behind-the-scenes work connecting with our Bay businesses, working on our website. Mrs. Mason, Mrs. Marquardt, and Mrs. Ingram. And then also right down the road to our Normandy staff, Mr. Reynolds, Mrs. Brax, Mrs. Meehan, Mrs. Jennings, Dr. K, Senior Rita Wormer, Mrs. Reese, Mrs. Beck, Mrs. Wolf, Mrs. Scarvelli, the Bay Librarian, Sarah Polis, Evans, Mrs. Bish, Mrs. Holland, Mr. Preble, and Mrs. Reynolds. Again, this all happens as a part of teamwork and a really exciting group of people that get together to make this happen. I know Mrs. Jennings leads a great committee of the building transformation and all the decorations that happen. Mrs. Beck helped with all the trivia questions, and she came up with all those great enrichment opportunities in the Hive where you were able to create your own imaginary creature. So fun, so amazing. You all did a great job with that. And I love the names that you came up with as well. So as we move on, this is the official end of this year's One School, One Book program, the Sasquatch Escape. We're glad you really enjoyed it. We're glad we had a chance to say thank you and to celebrate. So until next time, keep reading.
Hey kids, would you sing a song with me? Your part's really easy. Let me teach it to you. Just sing after me. Read a book, read a book, read a book. You try.
Read a book, read a book, read a book.
Great, do it again.
Read a book, read a book, read a book.
Excellent. I think we're ready to go. Let's see. Would you like to be an astronaut in outer space?
Read a book, read a book.
Or a clever detective who can solve a case?
Read a book, read a book, read a book.
Would you like to tame a dinosaur so you can stare him in the face? Read a